I was like, no. Oh my gosh, is this how Peter and my parents feel every time I have to do something unpleasantly medical?
So you gotta breathe, 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 breathe. Let it go and let it be.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to another day in the Frey Life. Mary's just getting up. You can hear coughing. She's got a lot of therapy to do before we get moving today. We have dentist appointments today. I think it's funny. We schedule our dentist appointments to go back to back, so we do them together. And we were telling somebody that I think like the last time that we went to the dentist, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of like a date, but the worst kind ever. I don't like the dentist, but you know, it's that necessary evil. All right, let the day begin.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here you go. The other morning, I was sitting outside with Ollie boy while he was taking care of business in the morning, and Mary came out with a cup of coffee, and it just made my day. And she was like, "Now you know how I feel."
I've had times where I've wanted to do that, like come down and make Peter coffee and breakfast, and I get halfway down the stairs and I start coughing.
Yeah.
And then I get in the kitchen and I'm coughing so hard, then I have to like sit on the floor, and I get so like bummed out that I can't do that. So the other day I was already down here, and like, I don't know, somehow I wasn't coughing my brains out. And I just loved doing that, because when I handed him the coffee, his face probably looked a lot like mine just looked.
I think I was sitting outside thinking about making my cup of coffee.
Really?
And you beat me to it. So it was wonderful.
Let's hope we don't see this food and drink again. Today's video is sponsored by Blinkist. Let me tell you guys a little bit more about me. I'm not a reader. However, 12 years ago, I moved to college and I read a ton because I was in college and you have to read. So I read and I read and I read, and I graduated, and I'm so thankful for my experience there. But in the years since college, I think my brain has been like, I've read too much. But then I learned about Blinkist, and it's basically this app that has a whole bunch of insights. Okay, so it's not a full audiobook. I honestly just don't have the, I'm gonna call it bandwidth. I don't have the mental time or energy to sit down and listen to an entire book. And I was thinking about this in the hospital. I was like, even if I wanted to sit down and listen to an entire book right now, doctors come in, nurses come in, they come in to take my blood every however long, every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, somebody's coming in to do something. And so I have just that short amount of time to sit down and do something. And this app, Blinkist, it gives you about 15 minutes of the insights from that book. So I would describe it as the, what did I say the other day? It was like the,
Summary, or I don't know.
Yeah, like a summary, but the news highlights. That's what I would call it. It's like a news report on what that book is about.
And it's all nonfiction books, and which is like right up Mary's alley. She always wants to learn about history and people's lives.
I want to tell you some of my favorite ones that I've read. I literally downloaded the app. I downloaded the 7-day free trial, which you guys can get the 7-day free trial. Plus, if you use our link in the description, you'll also get 25% off your full membership if you decide after those 7 days, hey, I really love this. I've had it for 6 days, and I've used it every single day.
I can attest to the awesomeness of this app in the fact that Mary has consumed several books in the last week and told me about them, and I'm like, Who even are you? But she really, like, she does it while she does her vest.
Think about it. If it's a 15-minute summary of a book, I can listen to a few of them at a time, and it's just been really fun. Okay, I want to tell you about a few of the books I've listened to. Yesterday, I listened to Made by Stephanie Land, and that was talking about some of the struggles of poverty in the United States. That was interesting. I listened to a book on Leonardo da Vinci by Walter Isaacson. My favorite one was China in 10 Words by Yu Hua.
China in 10 Words by Yu Hua.
His take on talking about growing up in China in the 60s and some of the changes that have happened, and it was really interesting. But yeah, so I really like to listen and learn about other people's cultures, and that's true for when I meet somebody from another culture or somebody who's lived in another culture. I just love asking questions about, like, well, what's it like when you go to the grocery store? What's it like? Just those little, like, nuances between cultures. So I'm really enjoying it. I hope you guys can enjoy it too. You can get that free 7-day trial, and you can cancel at any point, and give it a try, see what you think. That's a normal part of the getting ready for the dentist routine for everybody, right?
Oh yeah.
Unhook your antibiotic and head on in. Give your teeth a good brush, and off to the dentist we go. Okay, our cleanings are done, but they're gonna do repair a filling. But Peter's numb, but we're still like doing business emails. Well, he's numb. So, I mean, that's hardcore, because you're not hardcore unless you rock hardcore. The hygienist said when I was in the chair and she was doing like a bzzz, like the buzzy roundy thing, Oliver must have been like looking at her. Excuse me, what are you doing to her? That's right, buddy. As she was doing the shot in Peter's gum, I was like, no. And all of a sudden I got this like, oh my gosh, is this how Peter and my parents feel every time I have to do like something unpleasantly medical? Oh my gosh, how do you even, oh, thanks for always supporting me when they're jabbing me with things. And have I ever mentioned how amazing you are? I got the eyebrow dance. Yes! Oh, good. The birds seem to have found where we shoved all of their fluffles. They were taking all their little sticks on trying to put it on that light, which it always falls to the mat below. And then last year we gathered it all up and shoved it in this tree, and that's where they nested. And this year they did the same thing. So hopefully they will learn that they cannot nest on top of that light. It just doesn't stay. Just a heads up, mama bird. The nest just simply won't stay up there. The tree is your best option at this point.
Hey guys, I went to the church this evening to get some things set up for Sunday because we are getting like a heat wave. I think a lot of the US is getting these high temperatures this weekend, and our church doesn't have air conditioning. And so we were moving all the stuff, well, not all the stuff, but we were moving stuff down to the basement of the church because it's cooler down there, and getting it set up for our Sunday morning service. And so it's just a lot of logistics of getting the sound system set up and all this. So whew, I'm exhausted, but it's like crazy. It's like 70 degrees and super cool night, but we know the heat is coming for the weekend. So I am unloading a box of IVs that Mary is continuing. We gotta go get blood work tomorrow, see where, we're so curious to see what her blood counts have done, because they dropped after she started meropenem, and so we'll see tomorrow if they continue to drop. We're gonna have to figure out probably, I don't know how we would get Neupogen tomorrow, because we'd have to do it at the hospital. I don't know if we'd have to go to the emergency room or what, but hopefully her blood count stabilized and didn't drop more. There's just no way to know, and so we just keep on going and doing our thing. Ollie's chowing down on some dinner back there, and Mary's actually, she went upstairs and started coughing and her head started hurting really bad, so she took some meds for her head, and she did her best I think a couple of times tonight, and that's kind of an indication to me that when she's doing her best early in the evening and doing it a couple of times, she's not feeling so great. So we just keep chugging along, chugging and trucking. Anyways, we just keep going. Ollie, do you have anything to say to the people? You wanna like tell them anything really cool? Remember you and I used to do like chats with the people and like tell them all the things? What are you thinking about? Do you want some more dinner? Do you want more dinner? Okay. Yesterday Mary shared with you guys her idea of using the IV bag to water her plants while we're away. I don't know if she's thought about that anymore, but I thought it was a pretty good, when I was editing the video, I was like, that's a pretty good idea, Mary. So here's another IV hack for you when you're on home IVs. Mary came up with this last night. We've got an early morning dose. Instead of having to come downstairs and come into the fridge and get the dose and go back upstairs and hook her up, we have all these styrofoam coolers from getting medications shipped. So last night I took the ice packs that we get shipped, I put them in a cooler, and I put that dose in a cooler right next to the bed. You call it crazy, I call it sleep deprived. I don't know, it worked, and I'm gonna tell you guys about another hack. Oh, we're saving all these boxes for our move, and we're like so thankful because we're accumulating. Wait till you see our living room right now. There's all these boxes. It looks like a disaster zone, but these are all for packing. And we were thinking we could even use these and like pack fragile stuff in them with bubble wrap and stuff. I don't know. There we go. Like
Our new life hack.
Yes.
Last night I was like, babe, let's just get on the ice pack.
I told him, and I said, you might call it crazy, but we call it sleep deprived.
Yeah, I realized today or tomorrow starts the 4th week of IVs. We completed 3 weeks. But anyway, yeah. I don't know why the pleurisy pain got worse. I mean, it's not like anything like the first day, but it's definitely worse than yesterday.
Weird.
And probably the day before that. But it ended up being kind of a rough one. I've never been that out of breath at the dentist.
Yeah.
But I've also probably never been to the dentist when my lung function was in this range.
I was just gonna say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we don't even need to talk anymore because we say the same thing.
We're just gonna say, as always.
As always,
We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
And Ollie, good night, buddy. See you tomorrow. Give the people a kiss.